Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video, and yes, I am on the actual update and everything that they released for the Extra Life stream, which is an awesome stream if you haven't seen it already. But this is everything that you need to know for an update, including some things that are kind of pulled from information that they gathered and all this kind of cool stuff. I'm going to give you everything, kind of wrap it up in a few minutes for you, just so you can see everything that was released, as well as all of the important things that are kind of like hinted upon. And I'm going to show you some cool stuff. Now, if you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing the channel. I'm getting close to 100K, and that's been my dream all along. So if you haven't found it, you can see the actual address up here. But for the Extra Life event, basically Ark always every year has a 24-hour stream, and during that stream they release a whole bunch of information about the game, upcoming things, what's going on, and they released a ton of information about updates for Ark in the future and what's going on currently. So you can see that there's all these three are all clustered together. The dev kit is super cool. There's some really awesome mods being released, and then obviously leave that down there. But anyways, I'm gonna get straight into the updates, right? So if you read this, you can see that their 8th overall event, $118,000 is awesome for 24 hours of streaming for a event for basic. It's just amazing. It's for kids, and for anyone that's like, oh, it's a stupid event, I really just don't want to hear anything from you, because this is crazy that they run 8 years in a row. They've donated over, I think it's like $100,000 almost every single year. That's a massive amount of money from a community that is willing and happy to give to a awesome foundation. And it's also cool that they kind of link it up with updates and all this kind of stuff, so it gets a big hype going. And a ton of people raised a ridiculous amount of money for it, and you can see all of this stuff. They linked everyone. Ross did a good job, Syntac, Fu, Netty, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Panda had some cool stuff too. So anyways, but the reveals is the things that people really want to focus on. And yes, there's some really neat stuff, right? Now, what people don't understand, right? People are so focused on what's in front of their face instead of looking a little bit down the road. First off, they released a roadmap that I'll talk about in just a second. But if you want to see this, you see this right here, right? This was something they released with the Frontier Adventure Pack and Scorched Earth. So essentially it's a new skins system, right? They admitted that they were going to start to a more of a skins season pack kind of thing. And what I think they're honestly going to do, it's not going to be like a season pass like we see with other games where it's like you pay for a season pass. What I think is going to happen, in my personal opinion, is that every time they release a new map, they're going to have a new skin system for each map that gets released for Ark Survival Ascended. Now you can see that Scorched Star's launch date moved to March 2024. We all knew that was going to happen. Everyone knew that Scorched wasn't going to get released on time, and anything was in general, because that's just what Ark does. But they are probably going to release an adventure pack kind of like this for every single map. That's my thought process. Now, basically, you can see that they're going to release all the new dinos per map. So this was the Facilosuchus, or whatever you want to call it. But basically, this dino is going to be competing. It's a massive creature that's meant to compete with the Deathworm, right? Because it's just meant to be a cool addition to Scorched Earth, which was lacking quite a few creatures, but it's a beautiful concept. So the Facilosuchus is an awesome addition into the game. Now, the important stuff is Winter Wonderland. We know that's going to go on, and yeah, it's pretty cool. But this is what you want to know, right? This and the next thing beneath it. This is the Ark Survival Ascended content roadmap. Now, if you do not know what any of this means, this is a roadmap. This is not a guarantee, right? So if we zoom in on this, right? Here's the thing. Yes, Ark released in October 2023 for Survival Ascended. It was supposed to release a lot earlier than that. This is supposed to release in December. I see this one happening on time because they don't really care too much about Survival of the Fittest. It's just a game mode that they release. This will probably happen in early 2024. I mean, my guess, if you want me to be honest, is probably January or February, because what they want to do is they want to release this in the beginning of the year to increase the popularity of all of their other maps. Now, this is where I think a lot of people are misunderstanding. Now, I'm being as honest as I can. There is almost zero probability. I think the only one on this entire timeline that is accurate is this, Scorched Earth. This will be the only one that releases on time. The rest of them will be pushed back at least a month per each additional thing, because as Ark has shown us in the past, this is going to be a roadmap that is almost unhittable, because this is a period of basically a year and a half, right? We're starting in late 2023 and going to the middle-ish of 2025. And in this roadmap, the crazy thing is they're basically releasing a major map with major changes completely redone every other month. There is no person in the world that believes that they will release this on time. I'm sorry, that's just not gonna happen, right? It's just how it is. There's nothing you can do. And you can see Ark Survival Ascended Surprise in 2024. I'm assuming that just means that they're adding some sort of new map, and specifically my guess would be Svartalheim, but that's personal opinion. So yeah, keep that in mind. Like this is a big one, but I'm going to start here, right? So they'll hit the March deadline. They will release this beforehand because they want to pump up some player content and some player base right before they release all of their maps month after month after month, every other month, I guess. But I'm just sorry, like this will be on time. The rest of these not happening, not a chance. May, the center, this map needs to be completely reworked. It was forgotten, and it's just something that is kind of sat to the side, and it's not going to be something that gets released on time. I don't know if you've played the center recently. It's a map that got lost in time. It was a fantastic map. It was a modded map, and it just was an amazing idea that just got left in the wayside. So they're gonna have to do a ton to actually fix the center. Lots of rat holes, lots of actual glitches, lots of problems. This is the one that I'm most excited for because my favorite map of all time is Aberration. And yeah, pretty freaking cool map in my personal opinion. Now Ragnarok, another one of those that's gonna need a lot of fixing because it was a original modded map. There's gonna be a lot that needs to get fixed for this map. Now, also, you can see this right here, October Ark Extinction. Another one of a fan favorite map, a very complex, in-depth map. There is no way, you can see what I'm already saying, right? Every other month, there's no way they're going to be able to release all these maps on time. They're going to get pushed back each one at least 1 to 2 months per window. So this will get released in March. This is more like June. This is more like September. And this is more like November. This is more like December. And you see what I'm saying? This is all being pushed back because they're essentially splitting all of their work over time. And then we're not even like realistically looking for Ark 2 on this entire list until 2026. That's my guess. If even 2026, because they're going to be focused so much on this stuff. Now, again, this is all personal opinion, so you can agree or disagree with me if you want. And yes, they have said things in that inkling that they might still try and release it, but I just don't think there's a chance, not even a little bit, but that's personal opinion. Then you see the surprise, right? Surprise, this is going to be something they're already working on. This is not something that's going to be like, oh man, we just suddenly felt like in between October and December, we're just going to add a special thing. This is going to be a map probably, and my guess is Svartalheim, because it's already included and it's already part of one of the most downloaded mods, I guess, map-wise ever. So this is a huge thing. And it's going to be a simple thing because people will have experience with it. They'll love it. And it'll be redone a little bit in order to make some changes. And that's about it. Then you go into Valguero, Genesis, Crystal Isles, Genesis. And this right here, this last 5 going into October 2025, I don't have a better way than this is going to be a crapshoot. These maps are so different and so complex and so advanced than a lot of their schematics and what actually goes on with them, with the teleportation of realms, the actual element, the brokenness of these last 5 maps, that they are not going to be released in a timely manner. I don't mean to sound rude. That's just how it's going to be. That's it. Now, if you agree or disagree, just let me know beneath, right? Because that's the point of making a video like this, to give you guys my opinion and tell you what I think. But that's what I think is going to happen. Now, we're going to get on to this thing that I'm so stoked for. Now, if you haven't seen this right here, any of the stuff for it, I am stoked for the anime. Now, people are like, oh, it's an animated series. I'm calling it anime because it's going to be so freaking cool. I've always thought that Ark would be a cool storyline, literally just like the politics of Ark. If you were just to take a single server, like an official server, right, and run a show based off that, and you had like a camera crew, I say that in like quotations, it would be such a cool, almost like role play-ish kind of, I bet you a lot of people would watch it. That's my point. And I think that this anime is going to be huge for the whole game as a whole, and it's going to kind of buff up all of Ark. So that's my personal opinion, but I think that people forget you're getting all of this content, man. I don't think you're really gonna have to pay anything extra. It's personal opinion. I think that's gonna be huge, and that's awesome, right? They've also announced the Survival of the Fittest, December 20th. That's probably gonna hit. That's an easy mod. That's something. And if you want to watch all their individual kind of interviews and stuff like that, if you scroll down a little bit on this page, you can see that like all the actual stuff that they talked about. I watched all of them. I don't think anyone's shocked when I say that pretty much everything that I've covered already was talked about in these. just over a long period of time. Now, these are all my personal opinions. This is a massive update. Some people are going to think this is terrible. I love it. I love that I can play Ark for years and years and have it be the game that I can sometimes leave, come back to, or just keep playing nonstop like I tend to do. And it's just such a great thing to have all these awesome additions. I think people should be stoked. I think they really should be. And I think that it's important for people to understand that this is a roadmap. This is not actually what's going to happen. So that's kind of where I'm at. Now, again, if you have any disagreements or agree, just let me know in the comments below. I'll do what I can to reply. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. But hopefully this is something helpful to you. I know some people are kind of like freaking out over this. Like, oh, it's going to be so great. Don't get your hopes up. Ark is going to do what Ark has always done. Not necessarily let us down, but they're going to drag us along for a little extra ride. So hopefully this is something that helped you. And if you don't, again, smash that like button and then leave a comment for the algorithm and then consider subbing to the channel. I'm getting close to 100K. I'm so close. I'm at like 96 right now. So thank you again and teach.